Hi everyone, and welcome to this review video where I'll be going through all the review questions. My goal is to do this in probably 2 to 3 videos. I might do the first 9 in this one and then continue breaking them down. But anyway, so again, I already have all my answers pre-worked out. You can check the answer key. So I will just kind of talk more about like how I got to those steps in case you are not sure. So first one, cosine over secant A minus sine over cosecant A. What's important to realize here is that secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so I can rewrite this as cosine squared A. I can rewrite cosecant squared as sine squared A here, and that's actually the cosine identity, cosine of 2A, and that's it. That was nice. Now here, this is a fraction. So I could break it up, and I actually think I'm going to choose to do that. That may be a little bit different than actually how I did it in my answer key, but since this is a fraction, I can break it up here. And the reason why is because this is obviously going to be 1, and then 1 minus 1 cancels out. So I'm just stuck with this fraction. Now, since this is sine of 2x, this is not tangent, but I can rewrite the sine of 2x using the double angle sine rule, 2 sine x cosine x over cosine x. And now since it's cosine and cosine, I am just left with 2 sine x, and that is good where it's at. On to 3, cosine of pi minus x plus cosine of x minus pi. Now this is actually an identity that you could use to simplify this first, which is just the fact that cosine is even, so it actually is going to be the same thing, but let's assume we don't know that because we don't use it too often, and let's use the cosine identity. So cosine of alpha times cosine of beta plus, remember the cosine angle addition rule switches, sine of alpha sine of beta, and then we do the same thing here, plus cosine of alpha cosine of beta plus sine of alpha sine of beta. Now what's important to realize here is that none of these cancel right now, but sine of 0 or sine of pi is 0. So this entire thing becomes 0, this entire thing becomes 0. Cosine of pi are both -1, so this actually will translate to negative cosine of x and minus cosine of x, and so that's -2 cosine of x. So that's it. Now with this one, this is going to be slightly different than how I did it. Somebody brought this up in an earlier class. It's actually much better. If we just use the Pythagorean identity that secant squared is 1 plus cotangent squared. And when I distribute the -2, the cotangents go away, and I'm actually just left with -2. So my answer key, I switched it all to sines and cosines, which will work out. You'll still get -2, but it's a lot more steps, so a lot more algebra. All right, so now evaluating. So whenever you see this term for evaluating, that means we want a specific value as an answer. Okay, simplify is just kind of use identities to reduce. Sometimes you get trig equations, sometimes you get numbers like the last one, but this one we specifically want a number. Now looking at this, we do not know sine of 5 pi over 12, nor do we know cosine of 5 pi over 12. So we could use the half angle. However, this is very close to the double angle sine rule. The normal double angle sine rule is this: 2 times sine of x times cosine of x. That equals sine of 2x. So, since this is basically in that form, if I just think about this 4 as 2 times 2 sine of 5 pi over 12, cosine of 5 pi over 12, this can be rewritten as sine of 2 times 5 pi over 12, which will become 2 sine of 5 pi over 6. Now, sine of 5 pi over 6, well, that would be the 1/2 angle. Whoops. And so I just get 1. So really easy if you see the form, 2 sine cosine, if you try to go half angle, you're going to spend a lot of time doing some really crazy computations. So always try to look to see if you can find those forms. Speaking of which, 2 cosine squared of 105 minus 1, well, that is actually another form that we have. 2 cosine squared of an angle minus 1 is actually one of the cosine double angle forms. So I can actually just rewrite this as cosine of 2 times 105, and I get cosine of 210. So I just need the cosine value of the 30 degree in quadrant 3, which is negative root 3 over 2. See, much easier, rather than having to do a half angle, squaring it and do all that stuff. Now you could do half angles, which is fine, but not exactly the way I'd recommend it. Now we have cosine of 165. So again, this one could be done as half angle. I tend to think this is easier as 120 plus 45. And so we could use the cosine angle sum rule. So we get cosine of 120 times cosine of 45 minus sine of 120. Ooh, that's not right. Sine of 45. And so cosine of 120 is negative root 3, 120, sorry. Negative 1/2, that was right there. Cosine of 45 is root 2 over 2, minus sine of 120, which is positive root 3 over 2, times root 2 over 2. And so I end up with this, negative root 2 minus root 6, all over 4 is my final answer. Now we move on to the verifying question. So with these two verifying questions, there is a decent amount of work here, so I'm going to try my best. So I just have to distribute. Now I'm going to do this in 3 different colors. So I'm going to start on the right-hand side. I get plus sine of y minus cosine of y. Now I'm going to do the next distributing in blue. And I'm going to try to stack them so it is somewhat helpful for me. So minus sine of y. This next one becomes minus sine of y plus sine of y, which is minus sine y sine squared. And then finally this becomes plus sine of y cosine of y. And then in my last one to multiply, let's do that in maybe this. Cosine times 1 is plus cosine y. Cosine times sine is another plus sine cosine. And then cosine times negative cosine is negative cosine squared. Now, it may be kind of obvious why I did some of those, because these will cancel. And so what I'm left with is 1 minus sine, that's not what I meant to do. 1 minus sine squared, let's zoom back in. Sine squared y minus cosine squared y, plus 2 sine cosine y's. Forgot the 2, sine y cosine y. And so what's going to happen here is that sine squared plus cosine squared is just 1. So the fact that they're both negative means it's 1 minus 1, 2 sine y cosine y. The 1's cancel, and this is our sine double angle identity, sine 2y. Done. All right, on to number 6. Now this one is going to have a little bit of algebra. This one is kind of tricky. So again, first things first, we need common denominators. So with this side, I'm going to multiply by 1 plus cosine x over 1 plus cosine x. With this side, I'm going to multiply by sine x over sine x. So I end up with this. Sine squared x minus 1 plus cosine x, quantity squared, over 1 plus cosine x sine x. Now I am going to distribute this, so I'll put that in red, what I end up with. So I end up with minus 1 plus 2 cosine x plus cosine squared over 1 plus cosine x sine x. As I keep telling you, don't distribute the denominators for these until you feel like you have no other options, because more often than not, things will cancel. So once I distribute the numerator, I get this, sine squared x minus 1 minus 2 cosine x minus cosine squared x. And so it's actually kind of hard to see what the next step is, because you might be thinking, we have sine squared minus cosine squared. That's a cosine double angle identity, which is nice, but it actually doesn't help us. Here's what we actually want to switch out. Sine is the same as 1 minus cosine. So we're going to switch out to 1 minus cosine squared. Sorry, I had to double check something. Minus 2 cosine x minus cosine squared x. And so the 1's will cancel, and I'm left with negative 2 cosine squared x minus 2 cosine x over the 1 plus cosine x sine x. Because of this, I can factor negative 2 cosine out of my numerator, and I get this, cosine x plus 1 over 1 plus cosine x sine x. And so the 1 plus cosines cancel, and so we get negative 2 cosine x. This one was tricky because we end up using a Pythagorean identity kind of the other way than we're used to. But still, it still works out this way. All right, so let's stop here, and when I come back, I'll pick up from the equations, do the proof, and then finish out the equations on the last page. So hope that was helpful. See you in the next one.